Go.
Okay. So, Alma Strix and I followed Pip into an alleyway after he ran off from the rest of the group at the docks. Over his shoulder, I was able to see that Pip found within a case that he had a silver flute with ornate golden carvings and a mysterious pouch with something inside. Asha and I have a rule to meet at the biggest tavern in town whenever we get separated, so that's what we did. And while we waited, I had a very riveting conversation with my talkative friend Alma, while Pip hid underneath the table. After everyone else had arrived, a Ferelin named Ifriti attempted to swindle us out of our hard earned gold with exorbitant prices to stay at the only inn in town. Only I am allowed to pull that sort of thing, so I found it particularly offensive. There was some strange invisible magic everyone had noticed by now whenever certain individuals in our group were passing through doorways. I offered to give my dear friends Asha and Pip a reading in our room, but everyone was too uncomfortable to sleep, so we decided to leave. And that is when we ran into trouble. An armored woman claiming to be Alma's sister stopped us in the street when a cloaked figure poisoned Cora, paralyzing her. She appeared to look similar in appearance to her as well, unlike the woman who claimed to be related to Alma. At some point, a bumbling oaf of an ogre decided it would be a good idea to knock out Ragavir and throw my Asha, but he's dead now, so we all know how well that turned out. Both of the women fled, and we were alone again, able to leave Port Glass and start on our way back to Kalium. While we sat around the fire discussing what had happened, Pip and I broke off from the group so I could assist him in identifying some of the items he had found in that alleyway. And that is when fate decided to get really involved. Pip's items were revealed to be a dangerously powerful flute with the ability to lure people to the user, and the pouch, it contained a deck of cards that are capable of many, many things. On Pip's watch, we decided to take our chances with the deck. Fate favors the fearless, after all. And I think we can either talk about what we got or maybe not.
For recap purposes, we can go ahead and mention what cards were pulled. For RP purposes, everyone else will be in the dark.
Okay. So I can describe my cards, and then do you guys want to describe your cards?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So I drew the Siren, which is this card invokes longing. A distant call rings in your ears, and you are drawn to a random location of God's choice. You do not need to immediately make your way there, but you are compelled to do everything in your power to convince you and anyone you wish to travel with to arrive there. And the Moon. You are granted the ability to cast the wish spell a certain amount of times.
So I pulled the Sun card, and that gives me a butt ton of XP and also a wondrous item.
And I pulled the Vizier card, which allows me to ask of fate when meditating a question that will be answered. But I'm going to wait.
So, this all happens on Pip's watch, which is on the end of the night. So, as the plane of fire begins to rise in the sun and the coming darkness is swept away, dawn comes, Grigory awakes, Bon Bon awakes, and the other four who are sleeping also awake to the huddled companions a bit ways away from the rest of the group. But the day is yours.
Kind of pop up and would I have been asleep at this point? Well, I mean, in trance at this point, because me and Alma usually alternate.
I know how it usually goes. Considering the night you guys had, I was going to say that both of you slept.
Okay, that's fair. I'm going to say, oh hey, what you guys talking about?
Things.
Things?
Things.
Huh.
What
Oh.
sort of things?
All kinds of things.
Are you being, like... It seems like you're being coy or vague. What's wrong?
Nothing's wrong. What? Do you want to know what type of rocks I eat or what type of sand I eat and how it comes out?
I
Is
would
that what
love
you're
to
talking
know
about?
what kind of rocks you eat.
I like all kinds of rocks. Sand rocks are good because they crunch really easy under my teeth.
Alma's staring at him because she wasn't expecting a real answer.
I'm going to kind of look at Alma and I'll nudge her and I'll say, hey, did you sleep okay? Do you feel any better?
Yeah, I mean, I feel fine. I'm just confused about what that was. I think you were the one that was more traumatized than I was.
I need to talk to you about that at some point, by the way. I think I should probably explain what's going on, at least to you, in case it happens again.
Well, if it happens again and we're all involved again, then we should all know.
That's also
I can-
true.
I can tell you all about my situation, which is that I have no idea who that was, no idea what she wanted with me, could not identify her. However, if she is who she's claiming to be, we should just kill her. So, just...
Okay. I would prefer that we didn't kill the person who's trying to, like, acquire me, but I'm okay with talking to everyone else about it. Because, I mean, you're right. If it's gonna involve you, I guess I should tell you about it, but I wouldn't blame you if you decided not to be involved with me after you hear what's going on. And I kind of, like, look over at Asha, like, kind of, like, questioning, with a questioning look on my face, kind of like, how do I go about this?
She has been, like, looking over towards the group that's just waking up, and she kind of raises an eyebrow at Cora and speaks up.
Well, we can give her a chance to surrender if she attempts to attack us again. But as I've said, if someone raises their blade against us, then they have made their choice. Though, we can give her a chance.
I don't... Please. I don't... And Cora just looks, like, really conflicted, and she looks down at her hands. I don't want to hurt her.
If she hurts us, what do you suggest we do?
I don't know. Just don't kill her. Please.
And if she kills one of us, what should we do?
I don't think she would. I don't think she would. She's just after me.
So shall we allow her to take you? If she is relentless against us?
I don't know.
Or do you want us to fight alongside you?
I don't know. I don't know. I thought that you would understand, of all people. Like, how would you feel if someone you loved was in that situation? I don't know anything about the people she is with. Maybe they're forcing her to do this. She was crying when she left. Maybe...
Yes, that's why I said we give her a chance to explain herself.
I'm worried that... I can't kill her. I can't. But I don't know what to do. And...
How likely is it that we'll meet up with this person again?
Pretty likely.
Are you sure about
No.
that? Because I gave them some pretty bad wounds.
They might come back
Cora
with.
just gives Pip a just really horrified look.
I'm just speaking the truth. If I was that hurt, I would not be coming back anytime soon.
They also may return with more reinforcements next time.
I wish that there was a way we could go to her, but I don't know anything about where she is. Or who she's with. I never had any indication of that the whole time we traveled together.
Is it fair to assume the group is going to walk towards each other at this point? Like, you'll all gather up?
Yeah.
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 Most of you are perceptive enough to notice that as this trio approaches, Valeska is stumbling.
Yeah, she looks like she did not sleep. Like, she looks like she hasn't slept in a week.
What's the matter, Valeska?
You all right?
I'm okay. I feel very drained. Can I sit in the cart?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. She's going to, just drop herself in the cart.
Asha, helps her get into the cart.
It's good
Yeah,
because she
Pip
wouldn't be able
helps
to do
her
it by
too.
herself.
Yeah,
Aw.
Asha's, has her arm around her as she's walking over, basically, and, helps her into the cart.
Yeah, Pip can't help much, but he's trying.
No.
To the rest of you, she looks notably withered.
Happened
Yeah,
to her.
Yeah,
She needs to rest.
What happened?
I mean, clearly, but
It is not my place to say, but she needs to get quite a bit of rest.
Or
I will.
just looks at Valeska with a questioning look on her face.
yeah.
She's kind of drawn into herself, not really talking. Just kind of leaned up against the cart like a fucking rag doll.
If we're to encounter more adversaries, either people after one of us or just things that exist in the desert, then we need to be at top strength.
Well,
Why
then
don't
I
you worry
will
about that?
play
I
you
will
a tune. That's all I can do.
I'll pull her weight. She can lay in the cart.
I'll play her weight too.
That's fine. What I'm more concerned about is it seems like you guys are keeping secrets from the rest of us.
Are you?
Everybody has secrets. Ours, nobody allowed to do that.
I know, but it seems as though you three in particular are actively, keeping secrets from the rest of us. And I just don't think that that's super fair. This whole time I've been trusting you and taking your advice and doing as you say and telling you my secrets when asked whenever you said that it could hurt us. And I did, but you're still keeping secrets from the rest of us, and that kind of sucks.
Yeah, I agree with Cora, actually. If we're all to depend on each other, as we all foresee doing for the near future at least, then we all need to be on the same page.
Asha crosses her arm and, motions to Cora.
Well, go on, Cora. You can tell them my secret since you know so much about it.
I mean, I thought you told the rest of us, didn't you? Well, it isn't really that much of a secret. Do you really want me to say it?
Yes, I'm an evil creature of the night, and I'm going to do terrible things, right? You can tell them all about it. You seem so well informed on me.
I don't think that you're evil. I mean, I don't know much about vampires, but I know that they drink. I heard that they drink blood, and they don't do well in the daylight. And I've also heard some people say that like silver is like really bad for them.
Pip looks astonished right now. He like looks at Asha. He's like kind of like in a knowing way. Like, did she know? Kind of like look, you know.
Like, you know, like a vampire here. Right, Alma?
Um, well, I mean, I didn't know that that was an active secret, but I knew that since we were in that crypt.
Heard it was kind of. How did you know that I knew that?
How did I know
Yeah.
that you knew? Because you went on a drunken tirade about how you know so much about me.
I
Well, everyone
Did
was
I?
sleeping.
Did
Yes,
I?
you did. You did.
What did I say?
You said some very lovely things to me.
Then why are you upset?
Because I'm being sarcastic.
Oh. What did I say? Did I say something mean?
You said some very ignorant things, Cora.
Like what? I
I
don't
walk
I don't
I
remember.
walk just fine in the daylight.
Okay.
I'm not a creature of the night. I was once a human. And yes, I'm a vampire now. And if you have a problem with that, I can leave.
I don't have a problem with that, and I never
Anyone has
thought
a
that
problem with it? They can take it up with me.
And
I don't
me.
I don't
No,
have a problem with it, and I never thought that you were a bad person because of it. I mean, I don't know that much about vampires, but I never assumed that they were evil creatures. I mean, it's stereotypical. Is that the right word? It's like, I guess, rumored that they're like creatures of the night, but I was also drunk, and it feels like you're getting really upset at me for. I don't know. I'm sorry for saying something offensive to you, but that also doesn't have anything to do with what we were just talking about keeping secrets from the rest of the party. And you bringing that up is just some attempt to make a diversion from that.
No, that is my secret. And the secret is out. That is my secret. I did not tell you all that I was a vampire when we first met. I present
talking
myself
about?
as a human.
That's not what I'm talking about. Like, you three were huddled up in a circle talking about something that you wouldn't tell us about. And now Valeska looks like she like came back. Well, now that's actually probably bad phrasing. Something
No,
happened to her.
finish it. I want to
No,
hear it.
no, never mind.
Yeah, what were you gonna say there, Cora?
She's learning.
Maybe
Anyways,
sometimes we keep things secret just because we know some of us might just go a little ham, you know, with certain things and not take them with great responsibility.
mean. Are you saying that you don't trust me?
I trust you, just not with certain things.
Cora looks like taken aback a little bit. I see. I think that I look at Alma. I think maybe I was right.
What?
Remember our conversation a couple days ago?
Oh.
Was that a
well,
secret too?
I mean, you can know about it if you want. They just weren't my words to share.
Oh no, I'm
And-
not going at you, Alma. You're fine.
And that is why I am not speaking on what Pip has said or Valeska, because I don't feel comfortable with sharing someone else's business, just as Alma just said.
Well,
It's the
whatever.
same thing, no?
Cora looks like she's just like completely checked out of this conversation. She's like, you know what, whatever. Let's just get back to Kaliam.
Sounds good to me.
And I'll begin my Listen, I get it. You don't have to be like this anymore. When we get back to Kalium, I've earned enough money now that I can probably find passage back to Sierra, and I can go there by myself. And you won't have to worry about me or worry about me fucking things up anymore.
Alma looks distraught at what Cora says.
Is that what you actually want to do, or is that what you think you should do?
To do is I don't want to be around people who dislike and distrust me. I'm not going to put myself through that ordeal, being around somewhere where I'm not wanted.
Said
Done it before.
none of us said dislike.
No.
Was your apology sincere?
What apology?
Are you truly sorry for what you said when you were in a drunken stupor?
I'm sorry for hurting you. And I'm sorry for being ignorant.
Then I accept your apology. And she smiles at you.
Cora doesn't look at her. She just kind of goes and stands next to the cart and stares straight ahead.
Yeah, Strix has just been watching this entire conversation with a furrowed brow, but seeing that things seem to be over for the time being is well, we've got a lot of grounds to cover, so let's get on it.
My more perceptive members of the party become unnervingly aware of a presence kind of bearing down on your shoulders. And immediately, those of you who can, go to weapons, sheaths, books, whatever you do for combat. And you hear a voice come from the right of the cart. Belonging to a figure, an older male with salt and pepper trimmed hair, facial hair, kind of goatee around the mouth, an overcoat of crimson and black with a flayed collar, standing straight and imposing, and this aura of fear kind of washes over you. Pip.
Hello.
Can you make a wisdom saving throw for me?
Yeah.
Well, perception 14 notices. A passive.
For what?
For you said those who are perceptive.
You notice. This is okay. People notice. You are not frightened, but you are shaking. And a voice comes from the figure. Sorry to interrupt this soiree, but it's come to my attention that you're in possession of one of my artifacts. One of you. And he sits there, standing, smiling, looking over the group.
Artifact.
Could you describe this artifact?
Certainly. It's made of blue leather, contains some tokens. And he takes a step forward. And has a sapphire holding it shut. Ring any bells?
Get out of the way.
Sure. You can move out of the way.
Okay.
Ragavir and Asha, both of you notice that as he walks, he's not leaving footprints in the sand.
What the fuck you're talking about? And I look over at the rest of the group. Do you guys know what he's talking about?
Yes, if anybody here knows what this man is talking about, it would benefit us all to share.
Strix, you actually do know what he's talking about. You saw it.
Oh, right. Let me review my session.
It was
Strix and
from
Alma were in the alleyway.
Yeah, I remember.
you.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, you saw it underneath Pip's flute in the container.
Well, we just saw the case. We didn't see like.
No,
what was
Strix was looking in the first session. I do
Oh, you
remember
were.
that.
Okay, never mind. Alma does not know exactly what he's talking about. She's just seen the case, right?
Yes, you've just seen the case. But Strix has seen the deck.
Strix. Yeah, I kind of like turned to Pip with an sort of alarmed look on my face.
Pip also looks alarmed. His like pupils are like sharp.
Do any of y'all know? You guys know what he's talking about? Hello? Hello?
Oh,
We can hear
hi.
you.
Yeah,
Oh.
we can hear you.
Okay. Sorry.
Yep. Hi.
Sorry.
At this point, Pip's like he's like shaking and he's like pushed like as far as he can go back into the back of the car.
Oh, I thought we were standing outside the cart, except for.
Except for
Valeska.
Valeska, everyone's outside of the cart.
Okay, yeah, no, but he's still like pushing himself against the cart.
Do you know what he's talking about? And I kind of like reach over and I shake his shoulder a bit.
You shake Pip's shoulder
Yeah.
and hear the voice. Oh? Piper. Long time. How are you?
Do I remember them at all? Do I just feel fear?
The voice cuts straight through to your spine and you just start in a cold sweat. You don't recognize him, but you're scared.
I don't really know who you are, but you're scaring me.
Maybe you should just give him the deck.
You don't remember? Well, you don't need to play coy. You do look a little different. How did you get your fingers back? Your ear?
How about we just return whatever was taken and we avoid any unnecessary conflict? I'm sort of looking at Pip as I say this.
Sounds like a woman of great intelligence.
Like a 13, but thank you.
I am.
Well,
Do you know this man?
He like kind of like looks at Valeska.
Do you know him?
I don't remember him. Just give me it.
Valeska gives him a long look and just kind of like shifts her legs in the cart and is gonna hand Pip the deck.
He's gonna like kind of nervously start like shifting around everyone, and just not get in front of him, but like hold it out as far as he can. The pouch.
just throw it on the sand.
Yeah, he tosses it on the sand, but then he like backs up again.
Oh no, don't go anywhere. It's been a long time, Piper. Don't you want to talk?
I don't remember you. I didn't even know my name was Piper. I thought it was Pip.
Alma's gonna grab Pip and like put him behind her and say, "We gave you what you wanted, so I think that's it."
Oh,
Yes, I second what she says. If you have business with Pip, then you have business with the rest of us.
Oh, I'm sure I will. And you see him reach into his pocket and pull out a sapphire, much like the one on the case. Deck of many things, and crushes it, and the deck disappears, and you see it reappear in his hand. He puts it into his pocket. Well then, And he's ignoring the majority of you and just looking through towards Pip. Now then, I suppose I'm going to have to ask Vignette why her disgusting mutt is still walking around, won't I? I do believe the orders were execution, right, Piper?
I I don't remember what happened at all. I remember those parts, but
Pip here is being honest when he says that he doesn't remember. I've noticed that there have been lapses in his memory. He's telling the truth.
Pip has suffered death, and fate saw fit to brought him back.
How unfortunate for one to have to die twice. I pity you, Pip. It's unfortunate.
excuse me.
You see him reach into his other coat pocket and pull out what looks like a glowing blue lantern. One that is small, probably no bigger than his palm, and he dangles it from a chain. It's been quite a while, but... And as you see him pull out the lantern, Pip, you immediately just drop to your knees.
Pip is behind Alma, right?
Sure.
Like... Okay.
Hey. Yeah. What are you doing?
Well, all who walk aboard my vessel pay a price. I didn't think I would have to invoke it, but it would appear that some of my dogs do not obey.
Pip isn't a dog, he's a person. And let him go.
Certainly. And he
No,
opens up part of the front
No.
cage of the lantern. And you hear this harrowing creak.
Almost gripping onto Pip. No.
I'm going to say,
I
don't
cast
twist
heat
my
metal on the
words.
chain.
Huh?
I said I cast heat metal on the chain.
Go ahead and mark off the spell slot. Nothing happens.
Thought Bonbon is there. Did Bonbon eat
I'm
it?
going to give you one more chance.
Bonbon's
Go
actually
away.
cowering at the moment.
I'm going to. I say
Oh,
I'm
shit.
going to give you one more chance to go away and stop hurting him.
Oh, it won't hurt. It'll be quick. And he's gonna whisper into the lantern and just say,
I cast
go ahead.
I'm going to cast invisibility on Pip.
Sure.
Okay, and then pull him, and kind of throw him behind the rest of the group.
As she does that, Alma's gonna throw Shield of Faith on him.
Okay. The man's gonna whisper into the lantern, Piper. And you watch this little wisp kind of come out and swirl in front of him and form into this, what looks like a small beating heart.
Why do you have to do this? Why can't you just let him go? He's not hurting you. He's not doing anything to you.
He's not. He's died already, and he's come back as somebody else. He's not whoever you think he is.
Well, if I let anyone off the hook, then I have to let other people off the hook, and that's just not how I run things. The price for mutiny is death, and he's not
He did
dead.
die. He did die.
He's died and come back because fate has deemed it so.
Fate. Yes, fate.
I'm going to cast a glance at Alma. A kind of a glance that she knows very well. That's kind of like get ready to fuck around. And then can I like move Pip to where I threw him at, or like I guess gesture to where I threw him at?
Sure, you can make your way towards him, but I am going to go ahead and you all watch as the figure kind of reaches his hand out towards the small wisp that had turned into a heart and just crushes it.
Oh god.
Pip,
Hi.
you feel everything stops. There's no sound. You just hear this ringing in your ears like a grenade went off right next to you. And you're on your knees, trying to look at your hands, but you can't see them. You're invisible. And you just instinctively reach out towards the cart. And then your vision goes white. You don't feel any pain, but you do fall into the sand. Your invisibility wears off, Shield of Faith wears off, and Pip is currently dead in the sand.
I rush over to Pip and reach out.
I instinctively
As-
start casting Spare the Dying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alma's gonna throw a dagger at the guy's hand.
You throw it, and the dagger goes straight through.
I'm gonna cast Firebolt at him. Does that do anything?
It goes straight through. Well,
I turn around and I say, we need to get away from here.
Yeah, I'm nodding quickly. Like, I'll go over to Pip and, like, pick him up and, like, sort of put my body between him and this figure.
What happened to the heart?
crushed it.
So it was like a physical thing that we saw break, not like a little thing of light.
Yeah.
Did Spare the Dying do anything?
You hear
Like mage hand and grab the chain out of his hand.
it's an illusion. He's not there.
Okay.
You hear another harrowing creak like an old rusted fence just shut close. He returns the lantern to his pocket. Run as far as you'd like. I have no interest in the rest of you. He turns and disappears. So, what are the rest of you doing?
She's like shaking Pip after Spare the Dying's not doing anything and kind of like
Can I,
frantically crying, like, and calling for Pip.
if I check, like, if I vibe check Pip, do I get anything?
Nothing.
Is he like gone? Oh,
Gone.
shit. Like, did I get anything when I checked on Strix after she died?
The absence that you got from Strix was more diminished because she was still trying to determine whether or not she was going to come back. At the moment, Pip, there is nothing.
Does Divine Sense do anything?
Nothing.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You flip Pip over, and you can see in his chest, it looks almost like the entirety of the ribcage got gripped and spun. Wherever his heart was is crushed completely.
Fuck.
I kind of like Cora like just pauses and she looks up to the sky and she thinks in her head, she says out loud, I don't know what plan you have for us. Fate or whatever. But there's something you have to be able to do about him. Isn't there?
We need to get out. We need to get back to Kellium.
What? Dead body?
We will take him with us.
And she just starts crying. He's dead. I don't understand what you think we can do about that.
We'll do whatever we can.
Yes, we can't do anything when all there is sand. We need to get back to civilization quick.
Ragavir, what are you doing?
Ragavir just, after he failed to cast Spare the Dying, he just kind of like stood up and just kind of like wandered away.
Okay.
And is just like staring off into the distance.
You and your silence kind of zoning out, pushing out the voices of everyone else, just kind of not meditating, but thinking. You hear it first. You just hear over and over like a metronome.
Where's it coming from?
You kind of turn back towards Pip.
I step closer to Pip, looking at him curiously. It gets louder.
It gets louder. Asha, you hear it. Valeska, Strix, you all start hearing it as the silence kind of comes over and you stop talking.
Can I start searching through his pockets for the watch that he's shown me?
You know exactly which pocket it's in. You reach in, you pull it out, and you can hear it clicking.
What is it?
This is Pip's watch.
Do you know what it does?
Before? It wasn't making this sound before.
She like flips it over. Does it look the same as it does when he showed it to her?
Are you opening it or looking at the other side?
She's looking at the back side where
It looks
there's
the
the
same.
V.
Is it magic? Is it magical?
Maybe V gave them this to him. That tiefling that when we delivered those items, I believe that tiefling is his V. And that is why I wanted to get out of there so quickly.
Is what?
She's like, her hand's like shaking as she's holding out like the watch.
You hold it out towards the rest of the group, and you can see as everyone else can actually see it at this point, like the silver chain dangling from it, and the ticking stops. And a moment later, it explodes. And contingency will activate, because Pip's heart was crushed. And the spell Rewind is going to be cast on Pip. You're going to wake up as you were when you finished your last long rest. You watch as his heart, his rib cage, all the bones just start slowly unwinding. Snap back into place. The blood that was kind of like coating the sides of his lips starts receding back into his mouth.
I take a step back. This is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Cora's just gonna kind of like reach over and just grip Alma's like arm brace.
Pip.
Hello.
In your endless wandering as your soul was working its way towards wherever souls go, you feel yourself kind of slowly receding. And for the first time, you can feel something shift out of order. But you can open your eyes. And you and you can breathe, and you can see and you can hear it again, and you feel your heart beating in your chest.
Are you okay? What happened?
Hello.
Pip?
I hug him.
Do you
Alma just speed ran the 7 stages of grief in like those 3 seconds.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Asha like wraps her arms around. She's like sobbing on top of him.
While you're getting jostled, thrown around, hugged, crushed by 3 strength Valeska, you feel something get etched in you, on your soul. And you remember over a year ago, a bargain, a contract, and a disclaimer that you would know what needed to be done and when. And you start to understand that this is the when as a name gets carved. You just, in your mind, see vignette. And a couple moments go by, and you can feel almost like unraveling a tapestry all the way at the very bottom. You hear another name get etched. Piper.
Oh. That's not good.
What's not
What's
good? You're
not
alive.
good?
Pip.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
What happened? Can you explain?
What?
I died?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's something divine about Pip. See?
Can Alma do divine sense?
Sure.
Quick. What happens?
Same old Pip.
Do you know what happened just now, Pip?
I think I don't like what just happened. I
Well,
should be dead.
No,
Yeah,
you shouldn't
no.
be dead. You should be alive. You're perfectly fine.
I should be dead.
No, you
happened?
shouldn't be dead.
What was with that watch? Do you remember anything?
I just know something happened that shouldn't have happened, and I don't like that.
Yes, what shouldn't have happened is that man came and killed you.
Exactly.
Well,
He
that was
should not
normal.
have done that.
That happened. That's
Fucked
normal.
up happening here. There's something fucked up.
Normal.
Yeah, no, that's
Has-
normal.
Has that happened before?
No.
Asha and Valeska, both of you can make history checks.
History check. I'm so good at that. Yep.
0.
Drops.
You're just so happy Pip's alive.
I'm so fucking I don't care.
Head empty, no thoughts. Except gratitude.
Just boy.
12 is high enough. Mostly because you guys did some reading on some old stone. You're familiar with the understanding of ordnance, and you're also familiar with resurrection magic. While it's not unheard of, you know it's not likely to work. For whatever reason, resurrection magic has stopped working. And whatever this was very unnatural and not divine. And a certain someone's probably not very happy about it.
Well, this is... Whatever this is, it was meant to be. Everything happens for a reason.
This is not supposed to be.
No,
There's
it
something
is supposed
fucked
to
up.
be.
There's something
It
fucked up
hap-
going on here.
No, I'm supposed to be dead, and that's supposed
No,
to be
you're
the
not.
end of it.
And she, like, puts her
Well-
finger over Pip's mouth, like, shush, like, don't say that.
You're here now, and that's what happened, so that's what matters. I'm very glad that you're not dead,
I'll
but
have to die eventually.
No, you don't have
Yeah.
to.
hopefully from old age or natural causes. But we should get out of here. Who knows where that man went or if he'll come back.
Yes, we should leave. We should go.
Need to go.
She's, like, looking around. Are we alone out here?
Make a perception check. At disadvantage. Ragavir, what are you up to?
After, as soon as they said that we need to go, he started making his way back to the cart to hitch up Bon and Grigory.
Ragavir, could you look around with your owl and see if anyone's near?
Yeah, I can do that. He'll cast Find Familiar and summon his owl and do his own perception check with the aid of his owl.
Okay, go ahead and roll at advantage.
As soon as I can find my character sheet.
You look around to the best of your ability. You do see a wagon leaving Port Glass, but it's not heading in your direction.
We're alone.
We should go. We need to go back to Kellyan.
We need to go.
And I just scoop Pip into my lap and I don't let him go.
I like bend over to help her quickly as soon as I see her reaching for him.
You, with the assistance of everyone, whoever wants to get in the cart can get in the cart. For the sake of driving, I think Ragavir is probably the most sound of mind, so he'll probably be doing it.
Just gonna stick as close to Alma as I can. If she'll walk, I will.
It's like laying in Valeska's like lap, but he just looks visibly like very horrified.
Alma's gonna walk so that they have space to spread out, since 2 people look like they're about to die.
Okay. Something like this? Something like this?
Strix will walk on the other side of the cart.
Sounds good. So, with that, hitch up the cart and you all start moving. The rolling, the wheels just kind of clattering against the sand. Gurguri and Bonbon are silent.
Wait, so what was Bonbon's reaction to the...
He started cowering immediately.
That's not good.
First time in forever, Pip is just dead silent.
Yeah, Strix is just intently looking ahead and marching along.
You all follow along. The cart dragging itself through the sand. Silence sort of falls over the group, and this quiet uncertainty just hangs in the air. Hour goes by. 2 hours. You travel endlessly, no breaks. Stunned silence. The rest of you just sort of contemplating what you might be involved in. It eventually comes to a point where there's no more daylight. Keep going.
No, Ragavir will pull will stop the cart once the sun sets. We need to make camp.
Yes.
Agreed.
We should set up watches.
That too.
Alma can take the first 4 hours.
Yeah, Strix can take first watch.
I'm going to kind of look around and say, if it's alright, could me and Alma do the first 4 hours? And then we can divide up the rest?
Yeah, Strix quirks an eyebrow, but she says, I see no reason why not.
That's fine. I can take the last watch with whoever.
Ragavir will take the last watch with her. Or Ragavir speaks about, I'll take last watch with you.
Guess I'll take a third watch then.
Sounds good. Anyone going with Strix or Lone Wolf?
I can't.
Lone Wolf. Alright. Cor and Alma, if you guys can go ahead and make your perception checks for the watch.
$13?
Hmm?
Oh.
I'm waiting for
I
Cora.
18.
18. As the night progresses, you don't pick up on much movement. There's a bit of like sand as the wind kind of blows by. The only thing you can really hear is just kind of like ringing in the back of your head. It's annoying.
I don't feel right about this.
Does it sound the same as like the clicking we heard earlier from the watch?
Yep. It's just kind of like lingering. No one's really said anything, and it's the last thing you can really remember.
I don't. There's something very wrong about this, about all of this. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but everybody's just acting so like it's normal. Like, oh yay! Like I'm glad that Pip's not dead, even though he's whatever. But there's something really, really wrong going on there. And I don't know what to do. I can't. If anything, it's only further convinced me that I just shouldn't be here anymore. I can't.
I don't think there's anything we could actually really do about what happened. That seemed very out of everyone's control.
I know, exactly. But that's... If he can do that without even appearing in person to Pip, then who knows what he could do to the rest of us if he just decided to just show up and completely fuck us all over. And now that Pip's alive, he's going to be haunting us.
Who is? Oh, the guy. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you meant Pip would be haunting us.
No, that's not.
As an aside, when the figure left, he seemed very confident that Pip was dead.
Yeah.
If he ever finds out that Pip is still alive, he'll be haunting us.
I mean, how would he find out?
I don't know. How did he find Pip?
He only found Pip because the thing was stolen, supposedly stolen. And then he just tracked that. He had the little, the sapphire thing that he crushed, which probably helped him track it.
What if there's something else that they're hiding? It seems like...
There's plenty of stuff we're hiding.
Not really. I told Asha pretty much everything. Last night. She asked me, she said that it concerned and endangered the rest of the party, and I thought she was right. I didn't tell her anything about you, but I told her what was going on with me and Hope, and...
To be fair, you don't really know that much about me either. You just know where I'm from.
I didn't want to pray. It seemed like it was a sensitive subject.
If you stay quiet, no one asks you any questions.
Right. What is going on, though? I know you don't know what happened with that lady, but... What made you... You said that... You said that you didn't agree with what was going on back in Emberlin. And that's why you left, right?
I... sort of. Not exactly, kind of. I mean, that guy didn't know that Pip was alive until he saw him. And the people in Emberlin probably don't realize that I'm alive until they see me either. So... I don't think it's fair to hold that against the whole group.
That's not it. It's more... I just get this weird feeling that those three... I wasn't the only one who noticed that, right? They were all, like, sitting, like, huddled together, and...
We're huddled together right now.
But Valeska looked so exhausted. It was like something happened to her. But they won't tell us what.
They don't have to.
And that's fair. You know, they don't have to, but... I feel like I'm entitled to some knowledge if I'm going to stay here. At least the basics of what's going on. Things that might affect me. And...
Does her almost being like a walking corpse really affect you, though?
It could. You don't know. Magic is so fucky. Who knows what's going on?
Well, they didn't seem too concerned it would affect them, so I don't think it'll affect us either. Plus, they were really helpful in like trying to jump to our defense when it's not as if we've done much to really help them either. None of us really know each other all that well.
I know. That's my point. I just don't feel. I don't know. I don't feel safe. I don't feel like I should be here.
So you would go back to Seer where there's someone who's out to kill you instead?
My sister's there, and I know I can trust her. And I don't know. Maybe if I went back to the court, they would find a way to.
Maybe.
No.
That's a lot of maybes to ride on.
Cora,
Yes.
with your 18, you notice something a little strange in the group. As you're idly talking, by the fire, kind of, if you guys satellite fire too.
Yeah.
But thinking, talking, kind of looking over, purveying, almost like a little ember. You can kind of see it. And you just look and you can see Asha's back. Almost a glow with this symbol of a phoenix. This tattoo on her back through her clothes. You just see it glow a little bit and then settle. But it only does it when your eyes kind of trace over her, and then when you look away, it's gone. And it doesn't come back.
Cora, just jumps, and she's just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? There was this symbol on her back. It was a phoenix. It was... And she's like, oh, so, panicked. She, it looks like she's about to start crying. And she's just like, what the fuck? I don't know what's going on. Could I try and, make any sort of rolls or anything to figure out why that's happening?
Make a religion roll.
Religion roll? Would I get advantage because I have the powers that are related to
Yep.
it? Oh, shit. Oh, wait. And one more, I guess. 20!
20. The company you keep has a strong belief in this idea of reason. Other people call it different things in Erythia. You've heard it referred to as ordinance, the order in which things happen. There are two ways that this gets affected. One, by the gods' direct intervention, which hasn't happened in a very long time. Or two, with very, very grotesque magic. What you're looking at seems a lot more like divine intervention, or a sign, or a call, or however Cora seems to want to interpret it. But it was definitely a phoenix.
So, an ordinance, Huh.
Ordinance is just the broad term for the timeline. You can think of it like that.
Okay. So it's like fate?
Yes.
So it's basically like fate being like, hey, I need to stay here.
You can take it that way.
Cora looks up at the sky and she's like, I'm not smart. I'm not smart like V or my brother. Just tell me what's going on. Just tell me what to do.
Alma stares at her like, what the fuck is she doing right now?
If you're out there and you want me to do something, just tell me. And she she really starts crying now. I hate it here. Ever since we started traveling with these people, bad things keep happening and people keep...
I mean, technically only one bad thing really happened to us.
What do you mean?
Well, we only got attacked once. The other times were chasing after fights.
Oh,
It's a very bad attempt at a joke.
I wasn't trying to chase after fights. I was just trying to do the right thing. I thought that was the right thing to do. You know, you see bad things happening. You try and fucking do something about it, right? But no, that's not the right thing to do. Instead, you just go fuck off to some port glass or whatever. Because it's not the right time. And now I just don't want to be here anymore. Is that so selfish? I don't care about fate. I don't understand why fate has to happen now at all times. If the gods or whatever the fuck wanted to interfere, why didn't they do so at the beginning?
As you're kind of going on this tirade, you kind of look up and meet Alma's gaze, like eye to eye, and you see something like move behind her.
I'm going to like jump, like kind of like whoa, and I look intently behind her.
Alma, do you turn around?
Yes.
Okay. Alma, as you turn
She's
around,
got her grip. She's got her sword in her grip as she does that.
okay, you spin around and you see nothing, and you intently kind of like peer and look and look. Cora, you feel something kind of like grab your chin and kind of turn your head. You will probably instinctively try to scream, but nothing happens.
Divine sense. Divine sense. What happens?
You don't see shit. Give me a minute.
Oh, do I have to see stuff and things?
Give me a minute.
And struggle.
Sure. But it just kind of like pulls you and like lets go so that you're looking at it, but you see.
I struggle and I put my hand out towards Alma.
Child.
Who are you?
It
I don't-
fades. But you do feel this warmth. Your anxiety kind of melts away, your frustration melts away, your questions kind of stop, and you feel calm.
What did my divine sense do?
Celestial. Behind you,
Yeah,
turn around, nothing there. It's gone.
Turn back. Okay. Okay. Alma's just gonna like kind of stare at Cora like, what?
I just look at her with this like confused, but like calm, confused look on her face. Say, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And just kind of like blankly stare into like space.
Alma's rubbing the space between her eyes. Okay, that's fine. She's just gonna go back to her watch. She's not gonna question it.
Sure. The rest of your guys' watch goes by pretty uneventfully. Bree, I am going to message you really quick.
Okay.
Strix. They get swapped out. They're going to go
yes.
meditate. You get to come onto your watch. You can go ahead and make your perception check.
Okay. Big goof.
Yeah, you start role-playing Alma. Head empty. No thoughts.
Yeah, I think like she takes out her raven mask and is just kind of looking at it, putting it in her hands, contemplating what has happened over the past few days, what fate could possibly have in store for her, what she is supposed to be doing about that. That sort of thing.
Sure. Kind of ponder it over in your head. You start thinking and thinking. Make a religion check.
Okay, I have proficiency in it, but I'm not that great at it. Okay.
Nice.
You start kind of going over like past notes that you've had in your head and just sort of thinking about your own personal experiences, and you start contemplating. You're pulling at strings, but you don't really have anything bound or anything of merit. But you feel like you're starting to see something. Just not quite sure what it is yet.
Yeah, that sort of makes her want to delve even further to find this answer. Like, she feels obligated to pursue this as far as she can.
Sure thing. But the rest of your watch goes by pretty uneventfully, lost mostly in your thoughts. You can go ahead and switch out with unless you had anything else you wanted to go over.
No.
Sure. You swap out and go back to bed with a bit more affirmation in your purpose. Can I get my third watchers? Ragavir and Asha?
Right. And I'm going to use the final two wild shapes to get an owl out and help us out.
Asha's pretty fucking shook. Her perception's dead right now.
Yeah. You watch. There's no stars, but there are things that kind of sparkle in the sky, as well as like small aurora that just kind of slowly goes and winds its way through the entirety of the sky, and you just kind of watch it and trace it and think.
So, are we going to talk about whatever's going on with you and Valeska and Pip?
Yeah, so, that lady, the tiefling, Vignette, that is, someone from Pip's past. Pip had shared that with me when Strix had her experience, and I went to check on Pip. That is when he shared that with me. He told me what she looked like, and at the time he did not know her name, only that she was going by V. The similarities between that tiefling and the description he gave me, and their names both being V, really made me uncomfortable. That's why I was so quick to want to get out of there when we were making that delivery. I didn't want to mention it to Pip because I didn't want to cause any danger to him, you know? I thought perhaps maybe he would try to seek her out, and those people seemed very, very dangerous.
Agreed.
Pip had those items. I think found them when we separated. Valeska examined them, identified what they do, and that item, that pouch, those pouch had items in it, cards to be exact. That were to cause either great destruction or a great reward. So, Pip wanted to pull a card. And she's like saying this in like a really hushed voice. She's super paranoid. She's like really whispering quietly and kind of leaning into Ragavir. As she's looking around. She's really, really, really shook from kind of the day's events. And Valeska and I did as well. That is why she's very tired. She'll be okay with rest. I don't know what is the deal with that watch, though. V gave it to him. And I think there's a greater meaning to all of this. They weren't my items to speak about. That's why I didn't say what I just told you now.
But you're fine speaking about them now.
Well, now everybody knows about it, so it's not really a secret anymore. If you were to tell me a secret, I would keep it. It wasn't my secret to share right here. And I didn't think it was going to bring any harm upon anybody.
Ragavir just kind of leans forward and kind of like rubs his forehead with his hands. I understand, but surely there was a better way to handle that situation with Cora.
Well, my secret was the only secret I could tell, and one that everyone was not aware of. So I spilled my secret. She did go on a racist tirade the other night when she was drinking, but still. I've been trying to be kind to her despite what she said. She said some very hurtful and ignorant things about me. Had she been sober, I wouldn't have been so nice. I would have shown her what a vampire is, since she clearly doesn't know.
Ragavir looks away and looks sad.
I didn't choose to be this way.
You know. You know. I don't care or think poorly of you.
I know you don't, and I appreciate you.
But there had to have been. That screaming match should have been avoided. Valeska looks like death warmed over after a night of rest. And you three are whispering like conspirators. Shit, he probably wouldn't know that word.
Secret having people.
Yeah.
You secret havers! You sneaky secret.
All I'm saying is, I was preoccupied with my own thoughts.
I understand.
The sound of seagulls plays in the background. What his thoughts were. But and she could have handled it better too. Like, I'm not saying this is bad, Asha. No, I'm not saying that. But
I understand, and I should have handled it better, but my patience has been growing thin, and I've been trying to give her guidance. I've been trying to help her. But I think,
concern was warranted.
yes, I mean,
Like,
I
I understand that we think that you thought that those secrets couldn't hurt us right at that moment, and that regardless of what that it couldn't hurt us, but it didn't look that way to the rest of us. It didn't look that way.
She just needs to rest.
But how could... I trust you, and I know that.
Regiver, remember the curse that we told you about?
Yes.
It is no more, but breaking it took a toll on her. So you must understand why she did what she did. That curse, it weighed heavy on her heart. And on mine as well.
I'm not chastising her for doing what she did. It's the cause of that exhaustion. Jesus fuck. To drain her like that, but in question, like, I don't know.
I'm sorry, Regiver.
It's okay.
This is the last thing I wanted. I didn't want anybody to get hurt. The item that Pip had, it wasn't... It's like... When I say it wasn't mine to share, I mean... It's kind of like if you have a pie, and you like this pie a lot, and you only have one, and you share one slice with me, and you want to eat the rest of your pie to yourself. I won't tell other people about your pie, because then they may want some too. If that makes any sense. I didn't feel like it was mine to share because I didn't know if other people would feel like, or if Pip would feel like I'm sharing something that doesn't belong to me. That was my only reason why. Had I thought it would cause any harm or damage, I would have talked to Pip and urged him to share the information with the group, but I didn't foresee that. I thought we were in the clear after getting out of Port Glass.
Yeah.
Ragavir.
Yep.
You are not the fastest when it comes to brain puzzles.
Yeah.
However, you start thinking about it a little bit, and you're like, if he found it when we were separate, and then we met up at the tavern, why couldn't I sense that he had it on him if it's something so great? And the question just kind of like sits in the back of your head. That's all.
Oh.
Yeah, when he was under the table, cast detect magic. Didn't get a thing.
Is she?
The table wouldn't block it.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Table.
That's not what I'm saying.
Okay,
Like even
sorry.
a little bit.
Sorry.
That's correct. But Asha doesn't know that.
But
Well,
you ponder. Question just sort of like lingers there for a minute.
anyway, I think I understand you had your reasons for speaking the way you did. But I still think that you owe Cora an apology.
Well, she apologized to me,
That's
so I will apologize to her. And all of my secrets are out on the table now.
We're allowed to have secrets. We're allowed to have things that we can keep from one another. But there's definitely a point where some secrets can be seen as dangerous, or the hints of some secrets.
I understand. I was just...
I'm
I know it
sorry.
shouldn't have... No, you have nothing to be sorry for. I know what she said shouldn't have affected me like it did, but... It did because... I know I've been this way for 3 years now, but... To be honest with you, Ragivir, I'm still struggling with knowing that I'm not who I was. And who I was, it was a big part of my identity. And this new me, while I embrace what fate has thrust upon me, it's... I can say honestly to you, last night was the first time in 3 years I've truly thought to myself and kind of come to accept what I am now, and that I am not who I was anymore, and that I'm somebody else now, and that the original me is gone.
I'm
So her
sorry.
words kind of cut more than they should have, but it won't happen again, I promise. No, it's not for you to be sorry. It's I should be sorry. It's
No, I was. I know going through like something like that can be a lot, and I'm sorry you had to go through that, and you're going through that.
it's okay. I'm thankful to have you as not only my friend, but I consider you my family, and I have Valeska as well, and now we have this whole group of a misfit family. And for that I'm thankful. I try to focus on the positives. And
Yeah, that's
maybe
good.
it was time for me to accept this about myself. It's been a long 3 years after all.
Yeah. You see him, he's just kind of lost in thought now, in his own head, and just kind of stares off into the night.
You can, as you stare off, you can start to see the hint of dawn. Light starting to crest over the waves. Dawn approaches. Your watch comes to an end.
We survived the night. Huzzah!
Proud of you.
Yay. Love that for us.
The rest of you awaken.
Yeah. Cora awakens and she seems like just significantly calmer and more self-assured than before, and she kind of just like methodically rolls her bedroll up and like sits cross-legged and like just fiddles about with her rations, waiting for everyone else to wake up.
Muska just keeps sleeping until someone wakes her up.
Pip wakes up.
As oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Pip wakes up and like he kind of just like looks up at Valeska, but he doesn't like wake her up. He just stays in her lap.
Oops.
He's back.
No.
It's just my fault.
As
You're alive!
No, not again! The same shit happens again.
I'm dead.
Every single day.
Oh my
And
god.
eventually gets to a point where he's like, oh, fucking you again. God damn it.
I'm sick of it.
The worst Groundhog Day.
Literally.
I was just about to say that.
Oh my god. As Asha sees Cora like rolling up her bedroll and stuff, she approaches her. Cora,
Yes?
can I have a moment of your time, please?
I'll let her lead me to wherever she wants to talk.
Oh, she just like gets closer to you. I'm sorry for being so harsh on you yesterday. What you said that night when you were drunk affected me a lot more than it should have. But it's no excuse for going off on you like I did. And I've been coming to terms with what I am. And that's why your words cut me so deep like they did.
Oh.
And this morning, when you see Asha, so she's been like wearing makeup this whole time to look like she has a fucking skin tone. And this morning, when you see her, she's pale as fuck. I just posted a pic in character. She's pale as fucking fuck. Yeah, she doesn't have her veil on.
Oh, well, I mean, I don't know if this means anything to you, but I had never judged you for being a vampire, and I never thought less of you for it. I suppose, even if you did actually drink blood, I don't think I would think that made you automatically a bad person. And I don't really have anywhere to judge on, like, what you're born with making you a bad person. I was born with these weird, destructive fire powers that, honestly, on a pretty regular basis, accidentally burn those I care about and those around me, so I can't really,
Not to derail, but just for an important note, is Asha wearing her eye cover right now?
She is wearing her eye cover, yes.
She is? Okay, never mind. Continue.
Yeah, she took it off last night and she showed the group that her other eye is like on fire basically. But she has it covered right now.
Cool. Sorry.
She doesn't feel like quite comfortable having that off yet out in like public and shit.
And that was never what I meant. I can't remember what I said exactly when I was drunk, but I can promise that I didn't mean it with any sort of malicious intent. I guess really what I was mostly upset for was, well, you know what I was upset for. I told you. but I'll talk to everybody about that when everyone's woken up. And
Yes.
I don't think you need to cover up the way you are, but I can understand why you would want to for safety reasons.
I just
Huh?
was trying. I wasn't born this way, Cora. I had mentioned when what happened to Strix. I had mentioned, if anyone had experienced a true death. I experienced a true death 3 years ago, and I have been trying to hold on to who I was with all I have, and last night I've reflected a lot on things, and I should embrace who I am now.
I mean, you still are who you were before. You're just that and more.
Oh.
I suppose so. I never thought of it that way. So yeah, I just wanted to apologize, and I appreciate your kind words.
I mean, it's not really me trying to be nice, it's just the truth. But
I appreciate it all the same.
oh, one more thing. And I'm gonna flip my hair in a way that shows like the very first bits of my hairline, and I'm gonna show her my very slightly starting to come in like red roots, and I'm gonna say, like, kind of wink at her and say, I'm not a natural blonde.
What?
My hair. I was actually born with red hair. It's very unusual for snow elves. I've had to cover it up this way to seem normal too.
So are you going to embrace your red hair now?
Oh no, I mostly covered it up so like assassins wouldn't like come and kill me in the night, and that's kind of like still a worry. So
Her eyes like open so wide.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god. Her eyes open so wide, like, wow. I see.
well, like, I mean, they kicked me out and stuff, but I was still like, a pretty important person. And for a while, that was a really big concern. I mean, look, it actually did happen, so...
Yes, and that lady showed up yesterday.
So, like, it's much less unusual seeing a white-haired snow elf than a, like, red-haired elf. I actually, like, as you can see, I need to do my roots. I've just been a bit busy for a while.
Yes, we've been very busy. I don't know about hair dyeing. I just have been applying this makeup to my skin for 3 years, but has Alma been helping you dye your hair? And she like looks over at wherever Alma is, like with a raised eyebrow, like trying to imagine Alma helping Cora dye her hair.
Oh, no, Alma doesn't really know about that. We're actually not that close. It just seems like, I don't know. She seems like it's nice to have someone have your back. Like I met her right after I was separated from my sister, and so I guess, and she met me right after she left home. So I guess we just kind of trauma bonded or whatever.
I see.
Can Alma hear her say that?
Huh?
Can Alma hear her say that?
You don't hear her. They're further enough away that you don't hear them saying, but you do see both of them just kind of like look, and they're both looking at you while talking.
Okay.
Valeska. Oh, she's thinking about Valeska. Always. Asha looks at Alma and then back to Cora and back at Alma again, then back to Cora, and she kind of waggles her one eyebrow that's showing, and she goes, "Oh, well, forgive me. I thought there was something, more to you two." And she's kind of like waggling her eyebrow at her.
I grin and I say, "God, I wish," and I wink.
Oh, and she like covers her mouth in surprise, like.
Cora just laughs out loud.
Alma, they must be making fun of you. It's the only logical explanation.
Oh no.
Oh. And I kind of wave her off and I say, well, I mean, I've kind of got my love life's already kind of complicated, you know, with the whole. I mean, I talked to you about it already. You know, she's like trying to like, you know, kidnap me and use me for nefarious businesses, nefarious like who knows what. So I'm not really sure I'm looking for a relationship right now.
Yes, but that could be so romantic, you know, having somebody who's, you know, like your. Look at her. She's like a strong, silent protector. You know. She like motions to Alma like in a kind of like admiring way, like. Asha admires how like strong Alma is. She's just like nodding and like motioning to her.
She's doing
She,
the thing
like,
with her hands where she like makes the curves.
Yes, yes. It's just like I mean, like I get it. Well, if you
I don't think she's even into me, even if that were a possibility. I mean, anytime I've tried to be like, you know, flirt with her or anything, she kind of just like looks at me like, well, you've seen.
Maybe she's shy. Well, I will. If I see any opportunities, I will try to give you a hand. And she like gives her kind of a thumbs up, like hint, like basically saying like I'll wing woman for you, like.
Alright, for the sake of brevity, because this is going in circles, I'm gonna put you guys back in the group.
It's not going in circles. We were having a conversation.
This is going somewhere.
Alma in the background is like, she doesn't know what they're saying, but she can feel it, and she's like vibrating because she's so on edge.
She's like, someone's talking about me.
You see her do like the curve motion with her hands, like, is she calling me flat?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She would not.
Yeah.
So, Pip is kind of like woken up at this point, but he's been like reflecting a little bit and just like laying in Boliska's lap. He's like, and he like, is there any like boxes in the crate or no? In the cart, I mean.
Not anymore.
Shoot. Okay. Pip's gonna climb up on Ragavir.
Again.
Yeah. He's gonna like wave his hands. He's like, hey. You know, I've been thinking, and I should probably tell you guys what that whole thing was about.
I mean, that would be appreciated.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of figured, you know? Yeah. I don't, like, I'm sure you'd be able to figure out by now. I don't remember a lot of stuff. But, I do remember my last moments alive, and I remember I was a pirate or like a sailor or something. I'm not sure. But I liked ships and I really liked the ocean. But apparently I took something. I think maybe I took the card that the guy that wanted. But at that point, they tortured me. They took my fingers off and everything.
And those of you like looking over Pip's actual physique, he looks like a monster, like Frankenstein, like sewn together. But you never really like paid attention. But as he's like pointing these things out, you can see one eye's blatantly different, half his ears different. Some of his fingers are different colors, but not the rest of the hand. Same thing with the toes.
Yeah. So, you know. That happened, but I didn't die from getting tortured to death. I kind of was. But, this tiefling I know, her name's V. But the guy yesterday, he mentioned Vignette. Maybe, I think that's her name. But she was really close to me. I don't remember how close we were, but when I think about her, I feel gushy. But she decided to just teleport me away into the ocean to give me a chance to live. And I didn't. I drowned. But after that, I was put back together. And I came back to life. So, I mean, I died before, and I obviously did something bad to those people. Like, I took their things, I betrayed them. That's why I didn't want to tell anyone, because I wasn't even sure if I could trust myself.
Right.
Well, you're sharing this with us now, and now we know. And if any of these figures are to come back, we can take precautions.
Ragavir,
Yes.
you start listening, and as
Mm-hmm.
Pip is talking, you start thinking. It's rare for you, but you do it. And you remember another tale, but one that was more like a ghost story. And as soon as Pip says sailor, pirate,
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh. And you remember this horror story that got told whenever people got a little too drunk or to kick off some spooky event, perhaps some sort of harrowing. It would get told over and over of this ship shrouded in mist and this song that would get played by the coast. And those who were unlucky enough to hear it would be drawn to the ship and never seen again.
Shit.
Fuck. Oh. Do I know anything about like the name of the ship, or like, or what the ship was supposedly called?
You make an intelligence check.
You're funny, Gray. I'm gonna cast Enhance Ability on myself.
No, you're not.
I know, I don't have it prepared. Intelligence. Hey!
There you go.
Oh,
Let me go ahead and grab
the
that for
brain
you.
cell pulled through.
This is the singular one. You've borrowed Alma's. Excuse me.
I was thinking that it'd be so funny if he rolled a nat 20.
The name of the ship is called the Veiled Siren,
Makes sense.
and it's captained by Captain Airfelt.
Okay.
Aerfelt.
Okay. Anything else I know?
On a nat 20, sure. We'll go ahead and just do the exquisite details. So there's 3 parts to the story. 1, children were much more likely to walk towards the ship.
Okay.
2, on occasion, bodies would be found of those who walked towards the ship, but they would not be undead. They would be soulless, completely void.
Okay.
And then
I don't suppose your chests would be crushed, would they?
no.
Okay.
And then 3, a soft blue light could sometimes be seen within the mist. You recall all those details?
Within the mist, you said?
Yep. Similar in hue to the lantern that you saw.
Oh fuck. Okay.
And as he starts retelling this and you start piecing together all of this, your one brain cell goes, "Oh, it wasn't a story."
Hey, I knew it was true. I knew it was true, you guys.
It's
God,
almost
that's
brain
smart.
cell.
Give it back to Alma.
Yeah. If you see, as Pip says, it's like saying this because he's like on Ragavir's shoulders, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
He just like kind of like flips around and just like looks and just like, oh shit, oh shit, and he like just keeps on trying to look at Pip. And it's just like,
Hello.
you're in the Veiled Siren. Oh shit.
Do I
I know
remember
this
anything
story.
when he says that?
In the center of your head, like a spider crack in glass, you just feel something like shatter, and you just kind of like fall back into the cart.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Call?
Everything okay over there?
Wow, what was it called?
The Veiled Siren.
Eh.
You get like this splitting headache in like the dead center of your head. You start remembering getting on a little boat, sitting near the coast. More, bring more, bring more, and it just starts repeating over and over, and you start saying it out loud.
Bring more. Bring more. Bring more.
Bring more what? what's going on? I like go over to Pip and like start shaking his shoulders.
Bring more, bring more.
Do I
Cora
know about?
looks once again weirded out.
do- I saw them identify the flute, right? Like I know what the flute does, right?
You don't know what it does, but you did see the flute. Nobody has shared with
Because
you
they-
the details.
Okay.
Bring more.
Bring
People.
more what?
People.
Pete? Oh.
Veiled siren collected people.
Bring more.
Collects. It sails along
It
the
brought
coast and
people. What did
it
they-
collects them. It brings them.
More.
Where?
more.
Calls them.
Why?
Do you know what it
From
did with the
shore.
people
I-
that it collected?
No.
Bring more.
Sometimes.
And then I kind of like,
Sometimes
I
their
get up,
bodies would reappear.
and then I like go over to Asha and I'm like, where is it?
Where's what?
My flute.
I don't have your flute. And she like looks over to Valeska.
I'm still fucking asleep. Nobody woke me up.
Oh fuck.
I need it to bring
I'm
more.
pretty sure we woke you up for the announcement of.
I'm
Pip
gonna
doing
just,
Nobody
like-
said so.
I'm gonna like reach over and like grab Pip's face with my hands, making like a sandwich, and I'm just gonna like shake him a little, and I'm gonna be like, Pip, wake up!
Yeah, I
I'm gonna-
already tried shaking his shoulders.
Should I slap him? I don't want to,
Uh.
but I kind of like look over at Asha for permission.
I need my
I'm-
flute.
She's
I
Asha's trying to wake up Valeska.
I
She
love
goes over to
shaking.
Valeska.
I look over at Alma.
Don't. Instant, like, a look of do not do that. I don't know what it is, but don't do it.
I need to bring more.
Good morning.
Bring more.
Um.
Bring more. You don't need to. Okay? Do you hear
Bring
me?
more.
You don't.
Bring more.
No.
Bring
no.
more.
No.
How about a
What
little
are
more?
you talking about?
Good morning, sunshine. Well, let's see.
Maybe just a bit of
It's being
sprinkle
weird
more.
again.
Mm.
No.
She, like, She tries to like get in a word, but she can't, and she just motions to
What?
the spectacle that's going on.
What are they talking about? Am I still asleep? And she like kind of like waves a hand in front of her face.
No, you're awake, and there's Ragavir knows some things about Pip.
I broke Pip.
Bring more. Bring more.
what?
And then it
Bring more,
finally,
bring more.
in the back of
Yeah.
your head, starts to settle. And the only feeling that comes back is regret. And the only thought in your head is just, shouldn't have.
Give him a good berry, Ragavir.
Oh, yeah.
He's
okay.
asking nicely. I don't see why you have to be so difficult. She's like
He's,
still
like-
kind of out of it.
No,
He's like rapidly
okay.
rubbing his head.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. And he casts good berry, and he just like offers a good berry. It's like Hulk offering tacos.
You.
He like kind of like pushes it away with his foot. He's like, I don't deserve that.
But I thought you were asking. I'm very confused.
I think we should just know that I'm a bad person and you can't trust
You are
me.
not a
You're-
bad person. If you say that again, I'm going to push you.
This is why I didn't tell anybody about anything I remembered, because not even I understood what I remembered, but now I'm remembering so much more, and I know now that I'm just not a trustworthy person.
What did I just say, Pip? And she like raises her hands and like I'm gonna fucking tickle you kind of motion towards him.
I shouldn't even be alive right now.
And she proceed. Can I go to tickle Pip?
Yes.
Okay, I go to attempt to tickle Pip.
He's going to beat your ass.
He can certainly
Yeah.
try if he can stop
Be
laughing.
careful.
I'm the
Yeah.
most evil individual.
Oh, you're so evil! Look at you laughing, you little cute evil being. I'm so scared. Oh no.
The cart starts rocking.
He's like rapidly kicking his legs, and he's just like the more of like the whole like I'm bad, I shouldn't be alive stop talks. He's just like laughing at this point.
The feeling does subside. That crushing regret doesn't linger, but you recalled it very strongly, and it's been fading gradually.
So, like, what does this mean? Does this mean that he's, like, an escaped person from, like, some ship that steals people? Because that's
Maybe.
probably not great.
Yeah,
Maybe Piper was the one stealing people.
Oh yeah.
This isn't Piper. This is Pip.
Piper.
You're right.
I said my name was Piper.
No, your name is Pip. You're being silly.
I mean, regardless of whether that's his actual name or not, like, the people who had him before might still look for him.
Yeah,
I know. I'm saying that whatever you did before, Pip, you don't remember any of it. That means that you get to start fresh.
He's still being tickled.
Stop tickling him. He's going to pee. I slap her.
She stops tickling him. And then boots his nose.
I don't know. I guess so, but I can't exist.
I think
Well, obviously,
You're-
someone wanted you to exist if you got put back together, as you said twice.
I
Yeah.
broke a big rule. I broke an rule.
What did you do?
You didn't do
What
anything.
rule?
You were dead.
Well, I mean,
And then I wasn't, and that's what broke the rule.
Did you do that intentionally?
No.
Pip, death couldn't take Asha, and death couldn't take you. What happened was ordained. That is what the gods want. That is what fate wants, and that is what I want.
Well, then
I
fate
didn't.
tells me in the future I won't be here anymore.
No, I know the spirits, and they want you here, with me by my side, little one. We are intertwined, all of us. Don't argue. I'm tired.
Guess I can't argue with someone who can barely walk. That'd be kind of rude of me.
Yes, it would.
Okay. He shrugs his shoulders, wags his tail.
She pats his head.
Is everything good now?
I don't know, Pip. Are you going to stop saying bad things about yourself?
I'll keep thinking it, but I won't say it.
Well, that's not the answer I really wanted, but...
I'll get over it.
But now that you're not, like, saying, like, it's okay to, like, not think those things about yourself, but I'd really like to know, like, what happened and stuff. I think that's kind of important.
Oh,
Yes,
I don't know.
You.
I
still
kind of
don't
do.
know?
I mean, what Ragavir said kind of jogged my memory a little bit. I remember being on a small ship. I remember being around on the end of it. And I remember someone telling me to bring more.
And did you do it with that flute?
Can I recall doing it with the flute?
Hmm.
Or like music?
Doesn't really ring a bell at the moment.
Was that
I don't
was
know.
that man Captain Airfelt?
I don't really remember who that guy was, but I remember feeling really afraid when he showed up.
The name makes you feel the same fear that you felt beforehand when you looked at him.
The name kind of strikes the same fear in me, though, when you mention it, when I was looking at him.
Ragavir just
sorry,
like
this
looks,
is probably a
looks
lot.
at the rest of the group.
It is a lot, but it's all important.
It's a lot for me, too. I don't think you realize I don't fucking remember anything.
Yeah.
Except for the things I'm learning now.
I've been aware that there've been some gaps in your memory for a while now. I, of course, didn't realize the extent of, or the content of, what was missing.
Yeah. I'm still missing a lot. Sure, it'll come up sometimes. But I
Okay,
appreciate
we'll make
having all of you with me to help me with
We'll-
that.
We'll make new memories. It's okay.
Do you want to learn more about your past?
I think I do, but that's just so I can know what not to do anymore.
Sounds reasonable.
I don't want to get killed learning this.
You said that. I don't know. I even if you don't feel like you did, like the Pied Piper and the siren and stuff, and then you magically being able to like find a flute. It seems like you can probably do something with this flute.
I know exactly what he can do with it.
Oh,
And
Oh,
it's
what?
nothing good.
what
Hey,
can't
let's
you
be
do?
safe here. Maybe just keep me away from that flute. I would only ever go to grab it if I think I really need to use that flute.
Should we just bury it in the sand here?
No,
Or just-
no.
Anyone to find this.
Well, I was just thinking, if it can it bring a specific person, or is it just anyone?
It does not discriminate. That is why it is a dangerous thing.
Oh, never mind. I was thinking maybe we could use it to find hope and bring the person, not the like figurative stuff.
You want to
and
use me
maybe-
to bring people? I'd rather stay away from that flute unless I really needed it for an emergency.
That's not exactly what I was thinking, and I don't think it would work anyways. It was just a thought. But anyways, what should we do once we get back to Kaliam, aside from getting our stuff from the stores? Like,
You should go to the swamp.
I'm
The
still.
swamp?
The thing is,
Why?
I'm still really concerned about all of the weird stuff that's going on. And I guess it depends on like what's going on with like, the guards and if they're still like looking for me and stuff, but I might be able to use my connections to
Eh?
huh?
What? Connections?
Oh, yes. Since we're all airing out our dirty laundry, my name is Cora, and that's the name that I go by. But, hold on 1 second, I forgot how to... I gotta get my... I
What's
gotta
your
get
name?
back-
Forgot my
Hold on, I
backstory, you guys.
Backstory.
Hold on!
Shit, my backstory fell in my
I dropped my
pockets.
backstory. No.
Uh-oh,
No,
I dropped
then
my
the
massive
sound- no,
backstory.
No, listen. It's been months. My birth name is actually Alaria Desir. I am the Alaria Desir. I'm the third born child of Alvarith Desir, one of the councilmen on Sears Council. So I'm kind of nobility, although they kicked me out a long time ago, but the prince doesn't have to know that.
Strix, you know the name. Alma, you know the name. The rest of you, you're just kind of like, the fuck does that mean?
How do I know this name?
Because you're from right next to Seer.
Right. That tracks. My eyes sort of widened. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize that I was traveling with somebody who had such noble lineage.
Really that big of a deal? If you really wanted to talk to someone who was a big deal, you'd talk to like my dad or my older brother or even my sister. There's nothing really that special about me. I mean, in that regards.
What do I know about her family?
You know that the Desiree family is one of the seven on the Syrian Council. No, it's 9. I have to pull up the same fucking documents because I wasn't ready for this. We're literally both on your backstory.
They both dropped the back.
Oh my god, what do you do when the player does the backstory drop into the DM? What the fuck? Is that allowed?
The Desiree family is one of the 9 on the Syrian Council. Other than that, not a whole lot.
Have I, or would my family have ever interacted with them?
No, I believe you said your family was from somewhere else. If I am recalling correctly, I'm fairly certain you said they were from Latches.
No. No, that's not what I meant. The other one.
Oh. Probably not.
Okay. That's fine, I was just curious.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna kind of pull my chain out of my boobage, and I'm gonna show it to the rest.
Excuse me, your boobage?
And at the end of
yes.
which is my signet ring, and I'm gonna show it to everybody, and I'm gonna be like, I'm not really like. I also have this like scroll that kind of like verifies like who I am and shit. And I could use that too, but that and this, I might be able to get some sway. Maybe.
Okay, that's good. I thought we were gonna have to keep a low profile, maybe disguise you or something. And do you want to go? She looks at Valeska. Are you wanting to go to that swamp for that? What was it? There was like a escort thing. Are you worried
Yes.
about those people?
Yes, I'm extremely worried about them.
I know you were talking to that lady. Yeah. Okay.
I wouldn't mind going to the swamp. It's pretty far from Port Glass.
Well, we'd stop in Callium then. And,
Well, yeah, that first.
we can. We have to make sure the quest is available. Still, no point in going if it's not available.
Or just
She was
kind of
kinda
like,
unconvinced, but she's like, okay, but then we'll go to the swamp. Yes.
I'll go anywhere you want to go, Valeska.
Okay. Then she
You are
kinda
a
raised
good
an
boy.
eyebrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Cora?
just kind of like visibly deflates, having her idea like get totally shot down.
No, she
I-
didn't say. She didn't shut your idea down. She said that's. She was saying that's good. That like she was saying like, oh, like I thought we were gonna have to like incognito you, but this would be a whole lot easier. Is basically what she just said.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Uh,
sorry. She wasn't trying to do that.
Yeah. Do you have business at the swamp or know anybody there?
Well, there was that contract, and I feel a sort of. I can't explain. I feel a sort of pull in that direction. It feels as if we need to go there.
Drix nods. Well, if that is what you feel is in store for us, then it's what we should do.
I see.
Sorry.
Oh, by the way, another thing. Since we're airing everything out, because I feel like we shouldn't have any secrets anymore. Oh, that's what I was going to say. So, my condition for being around all of y'all is like,
You have a
it makes me feel really shitty whenever y'all are like all huddled up and keeping secrets and like, especially stuff that could like come up and like bite us in the ass later, like that. I don't think we should do that anymore because first of all, it feels really shitty, And second of all, it puts everyone else in danger, and we might be able to, like, even if it doesn't put us in danger, it puts us at disadvantages. So, that's what's going on with me.
I mean, I can somewhat understand it, but the reason I kept the cards a secret from you is because I was convinced you would pull as many as you would like. And it hurt you. That's why I kept it a secret from you.
She just kind of tilts her head and she's like, well, you pulled some, didn't you?
I did, but I don't care about myself.
You let Valeska and Asha pull some.
They were very convincing.
Wait, do you know that?
Well, yeah, you don't know that.
You don't
Okay,
know that.
let me rephrase it. Let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase this. After he says he pulled some, I kind of get close to him and I'm like, did you let Valeska and Asha pull some?
Pip looks panicked. He looks at Valeska and Asha.
Asha drained me. I did not want to say anything about it because she's a vampire and I know how you feel about fucking vampires.
Oh my god.
Deception. Oh.
I watched it. It was horrible.
Insight checks.
I do have to sustain myself, and you don't have to worry because Valeska is so kind to help me out.
15.
Fucking liars.
Cora?
Pip gives it away.
Cora, like, stops,
Fucking
and then she
Pip.
looks between the two of y'all, and she looks just pissed. She's like, okay, I thought we were fucking past this.
Cora,
Are
if
you-
it helps, I got stronger because of the card I pulled.
It's not about that. Why are you still lying to me? I keep trying to, like, move past this, and, like, you just keep lying to me.
That's up to them. And then he, like, covers his mouth and he scoots his butt away from everyone.
Yeah, I'm not yet mad at you, and she just kind of, like, waves off that Pip. Why are you lying to me?
First of all, what do you mean still lying? I have never lied to you, but go on.
Fine, lying, keeping secrets, whatever.
I do get my blood from her. I'm not lying to you. That's why I didn't roll deception, because I do get my blood from her.
I know that, and I can understand that. I'm talking about, that's why you said that's why you were feeling so tired. That's not why you were feeling tired. You were feeling tired because you pulled a card from the deck.
I think I'm feeling tired for several more reasons now, but
You're acting an annoyance just because I want to know some very basic facts about what's going on. I deserve to know what's going on.
Mara, I would like to rest. Yes, I pulled a card. What is your point?
Point is, why couldn't you have just said that from the beginning?
Would you like to know the next time I take a shit, too?
Pip, like, he starts cracking up. He's like...
Cora just looks at her, like, thoroughly unimpressed. That's not the point, and you know it. And you acting like you don't know why I'm upset, it's just pissing me off more.
Look, we've all done things to piss each other off. We've all done things that are not good at one time or another. I think we should make our way to Caliban.
But the thing is, I've moved past that, and I'm trying to get better at the things that upset other people. And you guys just keep doing this. Like, treating me like I'm... You're treating me like... You're treating...
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
And and before you, like, pop off at me, what I mean is you're treating me like I'm an inferior part of this party who is only good for flinging fireballs and shit at people. I deserve
You're
to know...
assuming a lot of me. I'm not going to pop off at you because I don't have the energy to do so. If you would like to see me pop off, then we can have a conversation. But I do not.
Valeska.
I do not think that this is worth my time or energy right now. I do not know what I can say to make you not angry at me, but I am too tired for this. I just want to rest. What is it you need to know?
Nothing. And he just looks kind of sad.
No, not baby boy. What the fuck?
looks at the between like Valeska and Asha, just very, very unimpressed and
This is-
frustrated. And she goes in back to stand next to Alma and just does the whole like straight ahead stare.
Strix and
That was
Alma,
the.
while
Sorry.
all of this is going, while this pop-off's going off in the cart, how are you two doing?
Yeah, I imagine that we're both just watching this conversation happen like it's
Yep.
a tennis match.
Oh my
We're
god.
just
You know that
staring
one-
in silence.
You know that one gif of like the cat, like 4 cats, and like their eyes are bouncing back and forth?
Yeah,
That's
I
what we're
think-
doing.
Yeah, that's us. I saw Asha and Cora earlier this morning. They were laughing. I thought things were better between them. I was wrong.
At empty, no thoughts.
Okay.
Oh wait, oh you were saying that to me? I'm so sorry. I thought you were
Yeah.
saying that like as cookies.
Oh my
goodness.
god.
Yeah, no, Strix was
I'm-
just kind of saying that to herself,
I am so
but
sorry.
she
I
was
completely-
right next to Alma.
Yeah, Pip's sitting in front of you guys with his tongue sticking out, thinking you're gonna pay attention to him.
I apologize. I completely misunderstood what that was directed at.
It's fine.
Alma's gonna look at Strix and just be like, yeah, they were definitely making fun of me, so I'm glad that
Oh, wait, really?
they kept pointing and laughing, so
Oh,
Do you want to
I-
make fun of me to help you feel better?
no, I do not, but thank you, Pip.
You can do it anytime you
I-
want.
I don't see how that would improve things.
We weren't making fun of you. I
Oh.
asked Cora how she felt about you. I had assumed there was something more between you two, and I told her that I could see why if she felt a certain way about you in a nice way. Because you're very strong and you are very you're very she just kind of like looks at a lot like a loss for words, but she's just like motioning to you like
Very what?
she's like
Strix
Which is
isn't
the end of the
cat-
sentence.
Yeah,
she-
Strix isn't catching on at all.
she's like the strong silent type, you know? Like
Thanks.
mysterious and strong, and I could see why someone would be drawn to that.
Oh.
Oh,
Huh.
huh.
Yeah.
But
Strix
it was
just flutters.
and so everybody knows, last night that was the first time that Pip, Asha, or Pip, Valeska, and I had gone in a group like that. This is not some regular thing. We just met, for goodness sake.
Alma just nods sagely. Sounds good.
We can decide on what to do next when we're back in Cullium.
For the sake of my own sanity and not going through another tantrum, the group continues onward. It's fairly hot, and as the rest of you divvy up almost one brain cell between the 7 of you, you fall into beautiful bliss and silence and carry on. Much
Alma's
less,
just been a model for everybody.
yes,
Sorry.
much less dread than the day before. Composure is found, though it kind of comes in spurts. But you gather things can be smoothed over. I'm gonna call a session here because it feels like a comfortable place to do it, and we're gonna be arriving in Kalium.
Oh no, you want downtime of this?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Iron it the
My-
fuck out.
I'm just gonna respond to everything with the sleeping emoji. 'Cause that's what I'm doing.
What if Pip wants to talk to Valishka?
Okay, well Pip can snuggle me and wake me up because